work out of them, as they have actually got most of their players saturated around that A side. Now the smokes are going out. They're going to be rushing out from lower, and now Apex going forward with that P250, looking to find out Olaf, but Olaf, he's found out two of his own. Could be looking for the third right now, but Flusher will be the one to finish him off. The bomb does go down. That's NBK planting it, so if nothing else, they're able to get that, and without the Molotov on the floor being picked up by Shox, this will be, as you said, T-Train is one of those more tactical maps, especially if you're starting over towards that T side, and now with the smokes being deployed, they need to find their way across and see what they can get done. But right now, all they can get done is get themselves down by JW. Body gets a quick trade, JW gets a second, and Olaf will potentially be able to go for more. JW still shooting around, seeing what he can get done. It's a 2v4. Shox and Kenny, the two superstars of the team. What can they get done? Shox can get one down. That's Olaf to take a fall. They're shooting through the smoke to try and find him, but Kenny has brought it back to a 2-on-2. Shox and Kenny, they can almost taste the victory, taste the rainbow, but this Skittles commercial will come to an end very shortly unless Crims is able to get that defuse. He's got a kit. He's going to stick it, but it doesn't matter. Kenny wins around 2v4. Doesn't quite want the push to come through there. Flusher waiting for the push to come up for upper area. Is able to get one with that CZ, but it's going to be hard to get any more. Olaf has got that AWP, waiting for the push from NBK. Will not be coming in. NBK does actually end up peeking it. Might be able to get the shot onto Olaf, and Olaf whiffs the shot. A rare miss coming out from him. Now Dennis will be doing the same. Crims as well is going to be backing himself off. Olaf finds a head. He just went for a different angle. Tries to go for a wall bang as well, but Crims is able to take it to a 2 versus 2. But again, it's a French duo, and one of them is Shox and one of them is dead. Shox though, 1-on-2 situation. Nothing too easy for him. He's going to be going forward. Maybe he can bring down Crims. Yes, he can. And this is suddenly a very difficult spot for them. If they keep coming into these one-on-ones, regardless of whether or not they're winning, mean shot either, but he's watching over towards that upper side. Crims turns around, dodges one flash, gets hit by the other, but it doesn't really matter all too much when he's able to take two people down regardless. He's been doing very well over towards that A main side, just getting 2 kills earlier on with the CZ. JW chiming in towards Ivy with 2 of his own. Shox can't do anything up against this, and the G2 squadron is falling apart.
A utility here for the boys on G2 Esports, and it looks like it might be a set strategy.
Kenny gets that shot any day of the week onto JW. Dennis with his M4 still holding out towards that Ivy side. NBK finds one. The Molotov will actually stop him in his tracks along with Flusher's bullets to his chest. Apex is still peeking over towards Olaf, but Olaf wins that regardless, being able to predict where Apex would be. And normally where you think of Apex as occasionally being that complete god at opening up bomb sites when he's on fire. Unfortunately, right now he doesn't look to be on fire at all. Kenny S is getting a few shots in. He does manage to bring down Olaf, and now it's a 3 versus 3 with Kenny on the AWP. Body on point. Dennis is able to take down Body though, and very quick trade comes out. Dennis in a 1v2 situation. Fallen, I would say, are both probably the two best, and right now he's going to be Shox coming up from heaven. Oh, speaking of Olaf Meister, he's going to be having a few players actually running into him. That's Kenny S. He drops down the ladder, runs back up after taking away one of the most influential players of fnatic. 5 versus 4 this early on, 1.5 minutes to work with. G2, this is their playing field. Clustering around that B uppers area, but it will be JW to potentially bring down Body. Yes, he does. Body throws out the Molotov, but he doesn't wait quite long enough. Just hoping that he would be able to catch JW off guard, but unfortunately that is not the case. The shot he hits any day of the week, and now Apex, look, thinking of running down that ladder room, just making sure no one is coming up. Flusher is going to be the one with a grenade, actually doing some massive damage. Most likely Shox is brought down to 30 HP and brought down to nil with a follow-up M4A1 shot. JW managed to hop by with the, oh goodness, that's beautiful. The flick shot coming down towards Kenny. That's not something you can speak about every day of the week. NBK again getting half flashed up, and through the smoke he gets taken down by Dennis. The positioning was revealed. Apex is able to get 2 though, and that's going to be helping him out quite a bit. The Molotov gets thrown out as well, and that might be the defuse being stopped entirely. Flusher will be able to wait it out, but he has the kit, and that does mean he should be able to get that defuse regardless.
That is the question. Apex is one of those players that either goes ham or can sometimes feel like a bot in the game. Hasn't really come alive this game as yet. 7-14, but I mean the whole team is struggling.
Well, Crims is definitely not struggling. Well, I say that, but he gets taken down by Shox immediately after. The refrag does come through, 1.5 minutes on the clock. Does look like Apex was AFK for a few seconds as he was still stuck in spawn, but he starts moving once again. And last round of the half, this is where they really need him to be able to kick in. G2 would like to be able to bring it back to 6-9. That is, of course, that magical sweet spot where if you win that pistol round and the subsequent rounds, and as I say that Olof is able to take down Apex, fnatic are not actually looking over towards that side, and this might be biting them from behind. And Kenny S will be baring his teeth very soon as if he can actually get a shot. Yes, he can. Olof goes down along with JW. That will be Shox to defeat him. And now 2v3 in the favor of G2. They're breaking onto the side. Dennis is able to get one down, but he's going to be traded away very quickly. He was very low on HP, and flusha now in a 1 versus 2 situation. Turning around body is looking to maybe find out Dennis's head, but unfortunately Dennis is not revealing it. fnatic have left the bomb. Oh, never mind. Dennis gets one very quickly onto NBK. fnatic have left the bomb back in the spawn. Olof is able to get another one. They might be regretting that bomb being in the spawn. Now they need to start bringing it back. Dennis though down to 21 HP. JW is able to take down Apex. Now in a 2 versus 4, 1v4 very soon after. Dennis with a beautiful shot coming through onto body, and it might be Shox. We were hoping for a bit more of a struggle coming out from them, but I have to say Mousesports showed more wriggle than this, and Dennis starting up with the AW. All that thought, though, Shox is going to be flashed up pretty soon, but he gets blinded entirely despite trying to turn around over there. Olaf Meister is able to get that quick headshot, but Kenny trades immediately as they need to start pushing forward. NBK gets another one, Kenny gets a third, and now he gets a second regardless. Now they're in a 2 versus 2. flusha and JW, they're left alive and not for long. flusha in a 1v2. This is the man you want to have, and Kenny has gone down. Body only has a farmer's flusha. Stop a few people in their tracks, bring down a few, but the way fnatic have been playing as Olof takes down MBK, they're able to get these pre-fires, they're able to get these angles and spray downs regardless of whether or not they're flashed. As Apex gets 1 kill, auto direction doesn't really want to show me any of that. flusha takes down Shox, a very quick back and forth trade coming through, leaving Apex as the only person up against 2 people, Dennis and JW. What can they really do over here? Because he pulls out that USB, the grenade will reveal his position, so he decides not to go for it, instead jumps down, and that will be fnatic taking the first map. Smoke does go through now, and along with the flashbang, they should be making their way in. There's no one over towards that forklift area. The grenade won't do too much damage. Apex does get brought down to 81 HP. He's still got the flashbang though, and he's playing this incredibly well. So the bomb does go down, and he hasn't thrown out the flash yet. This is where suddenly, if he can coordinate this well with Shoxy, then Shox might be able to get quite a few shots in with that Glock of his. And now the flashbang goes out, but unfortunately Shox isn't really able to capitalize. Body and Apex, so they pull through. Crims and Olof immediately hitting right back, but Shox now holding that angle, will be able to get a few. 2-on-2, flusha and Crims going up against NBK and Kenny. Crims will be able to get one, and again it's still down to a 1v1. The wire is thin and it will be cut very soon. Crims will be able to get that one through. The defuse kit plus AK combination might catch them off guard. We'll have to wait to see exactly that's exactly what happens right now. NBK is able to bring down Crims. Body gets another one onto JW, who was boosted up. flusha with the SMG long range is able to get a few kills. 2 goes down, and he manages to stay alive as well. There's no Molotov to be able to flush him out of position, but you don't need that as Kenny S is able to get a deagle shot through. One player has crossed that truck side. That's going to be Dennis. Olof coming up highway. We'll be seeing if he can flash Dennis through. Maybe get that kill onto Shox, who does have that scout. But Shox immediately crashing behind forklift. Olof with that incendiary will need to back himself off. Realizes that these angles are a bit too hard for him to be able to actually take. Backs himself off. A quick little headshot. JW, UMP in hand, is waiting for the push through to come in. He gets some decent damage done, but Apex is able to bring him down regardless. Crims, though, with a deagle shot, gets body down and one through the door as well. Very nicely done. They've got a chance in this round. NBK is going forward with the AK. He's able to bring them down as well. Dennis with the deagle once again. He brings it to a 2 versus 2. Shox going from the side of forklift. Will be able to find the head of Olof. Dennis has got a chance over here. He does have the shot through with the deagle. He's been able to line it up. They're both in one-shot territory for each other right now. Dennis perhaps a little bit less so, but the deagle does massive damage to the chest, even through that Kevlar. And with the bomb being dropped, oh goodness, this is Dennis's round to win. For the fnatic squadron, he's holding a very tight corner. He sees the shoulder. NBK going for the peak. Will be able to go over towards the bomb safely enough and grab that, but the damage is not done yet. Dennis wins it for his round. UMP, so we could maybe see that coming through. Now JW is letting someone go for a boost that is going to be body, no, not body, rather Dennis, I believe. Apex, the incendiary will block off his path forward. doesn't quite want to use a smoke for that just quite yet. They want to have a smoke to go forward. Shox is showing a few of those one taps that Scream was famous for. Kenny S and Apex both chiming in as well. Apex getting a third, well, getting a second, but a fourth for his team. Body. This is looking very troubling for the side of fnatic. That's why they decide to pull out the big guns. They're going for the double offstab. They will get one. Olaf picks apart. Kenny can get one, maybe even two pickoffs, and then you go. That's exactly what's happening over there. They go for a quick push. JW gets one pickoff. Could maybe get the second right now. Dennis will be the one to connect on the body though. JW lines up the second one. Will not be able to connect until a second shot comes through though, and that's what I'm talking about. If you're able to isolate a few players with the AWP, those are a few very easy shots that come through. Line quad. That's one shot through, can't quite connect. The body will be able to bring him down. That SMG coming into play. Body picking up that AWP immediately after. Gets a shot onto Crims as well. Flusher from long range. He's able to spray down NBK through the smoke. But now it's a 3 versus 4. fnatic can try to retake this. Apex going for a few shots through the hair's breadth that he has available towards him. Unfortunately, won't matter all too much. The flashbang goes out just to delay Flusher just a little while longer. The fnatic squadron are perhaps going through from the backside as well. Olaf unscopes at the wrong time and Apex is able to bring him down. Now 2 versus 4. This might be... And backing himself off immediately. JW though, he will connect. He's got that CZ to be able to do so. Crims with the M4 does end up going down. Dennis in mid side picks up a kill, switches out his UMP for that AK. And now suddenly things are looking up for them. They were in a 4 versus 3 body through the smoke. He's able to get one down. And now JW from Squeaky Door, he's got an AK picked up. He will be able to finish everyone off. NBK's from the G2 side. Shox now going for the reload, perhaps a little bit dangerous, but gets a wall bang onto JW. Knows where he is. Walls have eyes, and Shox is shooting them because Flusher is the one backing himself off right now. Gets a shot onto his body, another one onto Apex. Only had 5 ammo left, but that's all he needs. Shox now pushing forward. Flusher's got 1 HP and a Dream. NBK from the other side though is looking to shut that Dream off. Walking up highway. Looking to see what he can get done over here. 30 seconds left on the clock. They're winding this down. G2 are making this hard. He sees the gun barrel, brings him down with a quick headshot. And now it's down to a 3 versus 2. Crims though in a great position to be able to shut this down entirely. NBK will scout him out, but Crims with the knife out is too fast for him to take down. Kenny S scoping in towards that quad area. Crims will potentially look to push towards the other side, but NBK is waiting for him, and Dennis is wanting to back up his teammate. Now in a 1v1 against Kenny S, no less. Nicely done though, Dennis with the flick while Kenny was going for the scope in G2, so maybe we do see something coming out from him as he does spot out Shox, gets the first tag through, but is it going to be enough? Crims with that Glock will be able to very quickly flick onto the head of body. Headshot area is being played up as well. Shox nicely done, those very patient taps as Kenny is able to take down Olaf as well. Shox again will be able to find out one more. That is going to be Dennis going down. Flusher all the way towards that A site. Is going to be able to find out 1 or 2 perhaps, but they're hunting him down. They want that money, and Kenny S with the deagle on his hands and along with the armor is feeling like a rich man. fnatic was able to sneak a Flusher over towards that other side, but let's see if Flusher can actually get anything done. With that bomb run, they will get that extra money, but so they can force buy up the next round. Flusher does have a deagle of his own, and right now they're doing some decent damage onto the CTs, but unfortunately that doesn't really account to all too much when the SMGs are pushing through onto you. Dennis goes down along with a few points of damage being dealt on towards Flusher, but at the end of the day they're able to get Shox down. JW soon to follow. Crims is going forward with the UMP. He's got one more for himself. Suddenly 3 on 2. fnatic can do this. 7 versus 9. 2 HP on body as well. All that he needs is a whisper to the air, and Crims is more than happy to provide it. NBK getting a few shots as well from JW. Now it's a 1v1. Crims has got no armor, but NBK has got no life. A grenade might end up doing it. Yes, it does! The Kobe wins the round. 9-8 fnatic. End up wasting everything, and that's what we see right now. G2, they've got a smoke which they throw out towards that A main side, but that's not where fnatic are coming in from. They're going in towards B, where they have been flashed up. There's 2 players on the side, but it doesn't really matter. NBK brings down 1. Dennis is traded away immediately after killing Kenny S. But will it matter right now? Shox is able to get 1 onto Olaf. It's a 2 versus 3, but it's favoring fnatic on the B side right now. At least if JW is able to get this one kill. NBK from this position has been doing so much work. He's been able to get 3 kills, and the M4 is waiting and ready. The peek comes in from Body. Dennis throws out the smoke, and the flashbang from Apex will mean that they can push forward very easily. They find a few. Olaf will end up going down to the hands of Apex. Flash out with a flank though through highway. He takes down 2, but NBK, it's a flank to a flank, and he takes him down. Kenny, yes, now 1v2. Dennis is down at 1 HP. That grenade could do massive damage and take him down. No, it doesn't quite do it. Dennis picks up the AWP, and that's a worse weapon he wants to see on the... The bomb is still sitting, hovering around that middle area. Perhaps the boost to come through onto JW. JW has actually already been going forward very aggressively. Gets a shot down into Apex and the Z connector. Well done by him. He's been opening this up again in that mid side, and that just seems to be the name of the game for them. Shocks though with the deagle gets one onto Dennis. Body chimes in with a few shots onto Olaf, but Olaf is able to stay alive. Not for long though. No, he doesn't. He does stay alive. JW won't be able to stay alive for long. Kenny, with the smoke in hand, he's backing himself off, is a little bit afraid that, oh my goodness, Shocks, another monstrous shot coming through. Flusher from the backlines will be able to get one, brings down another very low as well, but Olaf now with only 26 HP is going to be going for the bomb plant, just going for the money play. And G2, they seem to have done the impossible right now. They look to be on the brink of taking it away from Olaf. But of course, this 2 versus 1, despite Olaf's low health, will not be all too easy. Kenny as well has not really got the best of health. Nice little boost coming in as NBK scouts over. Now Kenny is pushing through. He hears him. Olaf knows where he's coming from. He needs to turn around, but they're going for the defuse. They're going for the fake defuse rather. And he will be able to get one shot down onto that quad area. And, well, Apex will be the man to actually go up against him. JW actually peeks into him, and that's exactly what happened. Exactly what's been happening every single round. That fnatic has been able to win. Shocks now waiting for a few players to walk into his crosshair. Olaf as well, peeking into Body, should be able to get the shot. Yes, he does. Brings down Body. 3 versus 5 for the side of G2. It's going to be a very difficult retake, but Shocks is making it look possible as he takes down Olaf, though another one comes in from him, makes it a 2 versus 3. Kenny now in a 1 on 3 though. No AWP either, so you can't really expect a hero play. Beautiful flick comes out from JW. Oh no, they do have the double up actually coming through, so Kenny buys the AWP for himself, and Shocks is able to get one as well because of that. Crim's now going forward, the flashbang going through, double op setup needs to prevail. One of them has already gone down. Apex gets a shot through onto Olaf Meister despite not having any armor. He's doing a great job with this so far. Body only has 16 HP, but he needs to go forward and give some resources, give some backup towards Apex to actually deal with. Now NBK in a 1 versus 2 brings down 1 with a backstab. It's very difficult for him to be able to do too much. JW gets a shot. Dennis, AK in hand, is pushing forward towards that checker side area where NBK is waiting for him. NBK will be able to get that flash through. Almost actually gets 2 kills. Beautifully done. That's a great flashbang coming in, and that does mean fnatic are perhaps a little bit unprepared. They didn't really have anyone prepared to go ahead and dodge that flash. Now 2 versus 4. Kenny picks up another kill with that CZ, and he's able to pick up an UMP for himself as well. So the CZ, which was running out of bullets, will not really be a bit of a problem for him either. Now JW throws out that flashbang. NBK backs himself off immediately. He was actually the one who threw over that CZ to the hands of Kenny, so picks up an AK later on for his troubles, and a 14-11 fnatic might be looking to save, and that's exactly what it looks like they're doing. But instead they're actually going over towards that A side. They will be able to get that bomb plant down if nothing else, and now it's a much better defensible position for them if JW actually gets behind this A main side where they are suspecting the flank from. Unfortunately though, Crims has actually planted in default. He has not planted for A main, goes for the jumping AK shot, will be able to spot one out towards highway, but unfortunately that won't be enough, as now they will be running in very 1 by 1. Oh my goodness, JW with a collateral will be able to get a third as well. JW is going absolutely insane right now, and Crims in a 2 versus 1 right now. He will be able to find Body if he goes up. Yes, he does. JW might be pushing forward. That I know what that pause means. Crims will be pushing forward in towards that Apex angle. Apex will not be able to get that shot. Yes, he does actually. Brings him down, but unfortunately that does mean that fnatic are a little bit more hesitant now going forward. Dennis checking the boost area, checking every single angle that they can potentially think of, and at the end of the day, it just won't be enough. He's not able to get the shot through. Apex with a heroic effort. Farmers in hands of Apex. And immediately though, Crims open things up on towards Body. Kenny gets 2 beautiful shots, but JW is coming in from the back line. He's got the shot onto Kenny. No, onto Apex rather. Apex will not go down. The second shot coming through the door will be able to bring him down. Oh my goodness, Kenny has soon to follow. JW making it look easy. And now Shocks and NBK, it's all up to them. NBK walking up from that highway side. Chox is already there behind Toxic Barrels. He throws out that flashbang. Will be moving forward. Can't really catch out anyone. Will end up going down. Leaves it up to NBK with his M4 Asimov. But will that be enough for him? 15 to 12 Fnatic. In a 3 versus 1, they will be able to take the game. And G2 just can't triumph the Fnatic squadron. They prove to be superior and they're able to sneak away